to Women Making Moves, where we celebrate the moves that women are making. My name is Amy Pons, and I'm a Master Certified Life Coach and a Soul Healer. I'm joined today with Tracy Garcia. Tracy started off her career at Northern Trust Bank in Chicago, where she advised ultra-wealthy trust clients like Fortune 100 executives, while also learning a lot about money and life. She then moved over to the investment side of the business and was responsible for $11 billion in nonprofit and Fortune 500 401k investments, while becoming a senior vice president and obtaining her MBA from the Kellogg School of Management of Northwestern University. After 14 years and a lot of intensity, Tracy was ready for a different type of growth and did a sabbatical and traveled the world for 6 months. From New Zealand to Asia to South Africa, she loves to travel and has visited over 30 countries, which has given her a different perspective in striving for economic opportunity for all. After a lot of thought, Tracy's longstanding passion for wine brought her to Napa, California, where she used her finance background and led the financial planning at Stag's Leap Wine Cellars, an iconic winery that won the Judgment of Paris back in 1976 and put Napa wine on the world map. Tracy loved working in wine, but was constantly talking about money and wanting to help others with their finances. She knew she could do more to help people, especially women. In wanting to make financial help more accessible in a judgment-free and easy-to-understand environment, Tracy launched TBG Prosperity, where she is the certified financial planner, helping women obtain more financial security so they can have prosperity and use money to live a life they love. Tracy, welcome.
Thank you so much, Amy. Oh my gosh.
I didn't even know some of those things about you, and I consider you like my partner now.
I love it. We were in totally different worlds, right? And now we have the opportunity to join forces in this podcast and what we're doing together. I'm just so excited.
Something I read last night was, I almost texted you, but it was way too late. Although you're on a different time zone, it probably would have been anyway. Yeah. So the meme was about when something just is like rolling and makes sense, and you might feel differently because I know that our styles are a little bit different, but with us planning what we're planning, we just kind of both said, let's do this. And we're like, okay. And here we go. And it felt easy.
It definitely felt like we were just in the flow, which is the best place to be.
And that reaffirms me with spirit, with my guides, that it's a good path. And I've been seeing by different signs from my team just lighting me up lately. And that is a validation for me that this is the right path. And I'll give you an example. There's something that I partnered with someone on earlier in the year, and it was just hurdle after hurdle after hurdle after hurdle. And it wasn't just the logistics of like a system. It was way more than that. And we both said, if we're supposed to be doing this, we will do it later on, but right now is not the time. And we just stopped. And the reason I bring that up is I love the thing that you said about flow, because I think what's happening a lot in the workplace today too, is that we force so much. We're placing boulders and hurdles in our way by forcing it. So stepping back and flowing, it's like, let's see what happens. All right, we're going, we're moving.
Do you remember when it first came up? I told you, so I've been helping a lot of women in one-on-one environments with their personal finances. And I said, I'm talking to all these entrepreneurs, all these women who want financial help, and I want to do something to help them more. We started talking about the emotional side of money and how money is so complicated. And you said, you know what, there's a lot more to it than just the financial bones to it. And it's so true. And so it was so natural for you to come in and for us to do this together. I think it's going to be so special.
One of the things that irks me is when someone will say something along the fact of, well, women need to get out of their own way, unsubscribe. Because the way that we say that, it's well-intentioned and it feels like it's our fault, like we're doing something wrong. Mm-hmm. And I don't care for that.
So one thing I'm seeing with women as they're starting their businesses is they're coming from these very big title. They have all the money at a corporate job, and then they're going out in the world and sharing their gifts in a different way. And they're super talented. And then the entrepreneur journey is so much different than that W-2, get your paycheck every 2 weeks. And it is so amazing, but it's also can be a roller coaster, and it can be emotionally and financially. Us joining forces to talk to women about this is so powerful, and letting people do what they're best at, right? So I don't want finances weighing people down. I want them to do what they're good at. and shine in their business. And so getting business owners organized, knowing where they're at, setting goals, looking at where they want to go is so powerful. And then having that emotional support at the same time and talking about money mindset and the things that you're really good at is just incredible.
Oh, I can't wait. So what Tracy and I are talking about is we met in August. Oh my gosh, only August this year. And it was at a fairway dinner with Aaron Gallagher and a group of amazing women. And I cried that night because I was that woman. I was that woman that had hit a lull. And when you say it could be a roller coaster, it absolutely is a roller coaster. Or to your point, let's make it less of a roller coaster. Let's provide some leeway, alleviate the pressure. And what I now know, all of this is such a beautiful experience for us. The summer when I was growing and healing more, I now know the energy that I was putting out. That's what I was actually getting back in through my business. It was flooring to understand that. And so I bring that up because what I said earlier about people will say women get in their own way. It's a maybe, and they're not, again, women aren't doing anything wrong and it's not their fault. It's so much of what you just said. You and I both were coming from worlds where we had the big titles and the huge names behind us.
Yep.
And now what's awesome is you are the value. I am the value. We are the value of what we're building in this world and what we're sharing. Tracy and I joined forces to host a workshop for women entrepreneurs. And you could be brand new, you could be seasoned. It's any woman who wishes to start a business or owns a business, wants to opine and jump in. It's extremely affordable at $500. Tracy and I are going to share those really awesome elements that we just described. As Tracy talks about her expertise in the finances and the business side, I will come and teach you about how to maintain your energetic spirit and alignment so that you flow in the divine feminine and you're in a place of receiving.
And that is so incredible. In talking to other women entrepreneurs, I've had several say to me, I have a money block. And so when I'm trying to sell, I'm struggling with my own money block. And then I'm not getting the sale because of what's going on with me. And it's not about the value they provide. And so having that all-encompassing approach, I think, is just so powerful.
Yeah. The workshop is on December 1st and 2nd. We have 2 offerings. And Tracy and I will be there. It's a 4-hour session. And we're going to talk about the structure of business and finances and any energetic movement. And we will have real-time healings, groundings based on what I do in my work. And it will be a beautiful way to come together as not only women entrepreneurs in our business, but also as new networking buddies. So Tracy, the first question I typically ask everyone is what moves are you excited to be making? What else would you like to share about your work or our workshop together or any sort of moves that you think of?
So one thing I am super passionate about is getting women to talk about money more. There is so much taboo around money, and we were taught at a young age that it wasn't polite to talk about money, to be quiet about money, not to spend money. And just getting that conversation going in general is so powerful in moving us forward and growing in our financial situations, our businesses. We can't get better at anything if we're not talking about it. And so I feel like in my business, I really try to make it a really safe conversation. There's no judging. It doesn't have to be intimidating. It can be easy to understand. And so that's really my goal in my business and just working with people one-on-one and also on the business side. And so I feel like I'm very fortunate because I've done financial work with very wealthy people and individuals ranging all spectrums. And then I've also done the financial planning on the business side. And so now being able to marry those two for entrepreneurs is incredible. And I really want to see women succeed. And I know they have the talent to do it. And so getting the business side put together in a way that allows them, as I said before, to shine and provide value in the world is just so powerful that we can support.
Oh, lighting up over here. You mentioned, and you and I both growing up in the Midwest, You mentioned the way we were raised. And for me, when I was growing up, it was crass to talk about money or finances and sharing and all those kinds of things. And then that led into like a scarcity. It's like, well, everything was on a scarcity spectrum. Your passion around let's celebrate and be in control is not the word. It's like, it's kind of like that reclaiming. You're claiming that space, your right to have the power over your destiny, your finances, your life, all of those things. And every woman that will join our workshop, and every woman that you work with, and every woman that I work with, that we're all wanting to start our own path in this world. That energy that we use to strike up our own business, that because of our upbringing, our conditioning, or the way that we're supposed to be in society, it dims it a little bit as it relates to finances. The energy that we put into finances dims that energy that we bring in the first place to start our business. And we're reigniting that energy, the same energy that you bring toward bringing your unique brilliance into this world. We're going to teach you how to bring it into your finances for your business.
And something just struck me too, as you were saying that working at a company, I did sales before when I worked on the investment team. You're making money for somebody else. And I was working with clients and doing the best thing for them. When you have your own business, it's all about you.
Mm-hmm.
And so those sales can be tied to your value, right? You're not doing the sales for somebody else and making them proud. You're doing it for yourself.
Right.
So I think getting to that mental headspace that you're talking about is critical. It's not just about business and finances. It's really about our whole being. And
Right.
So looking at that and having the power and the tools that you can provide is just amazing.
This leads me to a post that you made a day ago. It really deserves airtime. So Tracy posts, there's a lot of talk about supporting women, but there's something that we don't talk about very much. To really support women, we need to show each other the money. Yep, that's right. The money matters. It matters a lot. You see a woman chef or winemaker, eat her delicious food, drink her beautiful wine, tell her how good it is. You see an entrepreneur who has so much expertise to share, ask her to speak to a group and pay her. Be proud to pay her. You see a new woman-owned business in town, go check it out, say hi and buy something to say, I support you, here's to your success. You see a rock star female employee who is underpaid, fight for her to be paid fairly. Help her get the title she deserves. Both can help her get more money. You read a book by a woman author that has inspired you, give the book as a gift and inspire someone else. Icing on the cake, leaving a review to help her promote the book too. You see a woman looking for a job in your field, help with your network. You can even use your knowledge to help her negotiate more money too. There's a server at your local restaurant who knows your name and she always goes above and beyond. Tip her enough money to make her jaw drop. When she looks at you, tell her she can pay it forward someday. We are taught to be careful with our money. We are taught not to spend our money, to save it. We are taught to be polite about our money, to be quiet about it. Well, one way to change lives, spend it. Spend that money with intention. Spend that money proudly. When women have more money, we feel it in our families, our communities. It truly creates more good in the world. The ripple effect, it is real. We need to talk about money more. Are you with me? Yes, I'm with you. My word.
Oh, there's so much to say with that, but
Oh.
It's just the smallest of acts and supporting each other can be so powerful and compound over time. And so I am here for that every day, all day long. And I think doing this workshop is one way for us to support other women, right? We want to see them succeed. We want to succeed. We want to see them succeed.
Right. And I love probably my favorite line is there, spend with intention.
I have so much to say, but when I worked on the investment team, it was predominantly males. I can't tell you how much they all talked about money and how much everybody was paid. It was every day. And so that actually helped me because I was part of those conversations and I knew what I should be getting paid. And so there's so much power in that, in having those conversations.
There, again, ladies, you're priceless. You're invaluable. Okay, so Tracy, what would you say to people who get what you do What would you share with women who are hearing this conversation and saying, what are you talking about?
So one thing I've realized in working with a lot of people and women in particular is how scared people are to have the conversation. And so I'm working in a one-on-one environment. I'll do a survey afterwards and I'll ask, how did you feel going into our first meeting? And one woman recently wrote, terrified. And she was in a very solid financial situation. And so imagine if you're not feeling good about your financial situation, it's not terrifying, it's exponentially terrifying. And so I just want people to realize money is money. It doesn't define who you are. And as you say, your value, it is an object. In order to make change, you need to talk about it, and it's okay. And there's no judgment. And having the conversation, coming up with a plan if you're not in a great financial situation, and moving forward, looking into the future. What do you want in your life? And it's not just about nickels and dimes. What do you want in your life? And let's use your money to get you those things.
Was it Benjamin Franklin said this? It's like you die and pay taxes.
Yeah, death and tax.
Yeah, that's are the only two things that are
certain in life, I think.
That's right.
Are death and taxes.
And I was like, nah, there's way more. It's having the knowledge and understanding, not expertise, knowledge and understanding that you provide about business and finances to make sure that we're doing what we need to do from that perspective. And then what I share is also being mindful about your energy, because the more that you either dislike or reject something, it's going to be harder to get it. I walk the line sometimes because sometimes I get a little angsty about capitalism myself. I'm like, okay, so am I suggesting that I dislike money? And I have to really sit with that, because the moment I move that energy into disliking money and I stay there, the harder it is going to get abundance. So.
And that is such a great point. And I can relate. My grandmother was from the Depression time, and I find myself mimicking things she did. She loved bananas, and I love bananas, but she would always eat like half a banana and save it, and saved half a paper towel. I'll do that. My husband's like, what are you doing? But it's just this not wasting anything, right? And so I think just being conscious of that and then redirecting our energy into that abundance mindset is so powerful. A lot of people in our age range have had those experiences come down. Once we're in that abundance flow, it's like you can't turn it off. I feel like what you have to offer in helping people get to that place is just incredible.
We're going to rock it. It's going to be amazing. So, Tracy, where can we find you?
I am very active on LinkedIn, and it's Tracy Baron, Baron Garcia, no hyphen. I also have a website, tbgprosperity.com.
Tracy, what are your closing remarks?
Nobody's perfect with their money. And just having the conversation around money I'm grateful that we could have it today, and just want to say thank you, and really looking forward to what we're going to create together, helping women move their businesses forward in a very exciting and positive way.
Thanks, Tracy.
Thank you.